Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we're going to feature some Yetis, as we are going to showcase the card that perhaps got the biggest buff out of the recent patch, and that is the Avarice Trapper, which went from a 3-mana 2-2 to a 3-mana 3-3. This is massive. Like, this is a bump of 2 stats in a 3-drop unit is a big deal. This went from very underwhelming 3-mana follower play to a unit that has the average stat line for a 3-drop and a very neat ability. When you summon him, you create an Enraged Yeti in the top 3 cards of your deck, which means among the next 3 draws, you're going to be picking up a 1-mana 5/5. I don't really think I have to explain much why a 1-mana 5/5 is a pretty good deal. So we designed a deck to basically synergize with the Yeti package with both Avarice Trapper and Yeti Yearling, but also incorporating KATARINA onto the mix, which may seem a little bit random, like a KATARINA Yeti deck, but she actually is the champion that makes the most sense out of this region combination with this tactic, as KATARINA can allow us to attack multiple times in a round, and considering how many 5 attack units we're going to be generating with this build, it's a very powerful effect to go for, as we have a full set of Trifaring Assessor, because that's the first thing that I really wanted to incorporate when designing a deck with the Yetis. I wanted to be able to draw off of these cheap 1-mana 5/5s and refill my hand, because that's one of the weaknesses that a deck like this can have, right? It can run out of steam pretty quickly because of the good tempo plays that we have, and because we don't really have much card draw outside of that. You know, we have the Avarice Sentry, but not really much else. So having a Trifaring Assessor come onto the board with 2 or 3 5-attack units and just drawing us 2 or 3 cards is a great play, and we're incorporating many aspects of the Ash, Frostbite, midrange list onto this. We have a full set of the Omen Hawk, and we have a couple of copies of Avarice and Hearthguard instead of going 3, because we're also playing motherfucking Kato the Arm, which got buffed as well, and is one of the most exciting, like, one of the cards that I'm most excited to play out after the patch. I think this buff goes a long way, and it makes Kato a legit 5-drop. Like, the 4 health, going from 3 to 4, I've stated this numerous times, a very big deal in Legends of Runeterra when it comes to health stat. There's many things that this guy survives now, not only the direct damage based removal like Get Excited or Grasp of the Undying, but also it allows him to trade and survive against a bunch of 3-attack units. Considering there's a lot of 2-mana 3/2s running around, is really key. So this buff goes a very long way. It makes Kato super legit in this deck, and the fact that he has 5 attack is really neat because he happens to work with the Trifaring Assessor as well. The rest of the deck is comprised of quite a bit of early game, honestly. Like I said, certain components from the Ash Frostbite midrange that I really like the Legion Drummer alongside Trifaring Gloryseeker. I like Trifaring Gloryseeker a lot, not just because she appeared in the latest Noxus cinematic, which I found really cool. In case you guys don't know, that is the Trifaring Gloryseeker, the girl, and the big guy is Captain Farron, which is really neat. But she also works really well here because she has 5 attack and also happens to synergize with Trifaring Assessor in that regard. We have a couple of Avarice Sentries and triple Yeti Yearling, as these, when they die, shuffle 2 Enraged Yetis onto our deck. As you guys can see, we're not playing Tall Tales. Ultimately, I decided against it because I just don't think it's that good of a card. Even if we do have a Yeti on the board, it's a 3-mana 5/5, and I don't think that's big enough of a payoff for running an otherwise dead spell. That's slow speed as well, which is really important to know. I just feel like the card is a little bit underwhelming. Maybe when we get more Yeti cards in the future, can Tall Tales actually put in the work? In case you guys don't know what card I'm talking about, it's this one right here. I used to run like a full set in the deck initially, but then I decided to ultimately drop it, as now we have more interaction and more ways to finish off the game. We have Transfusion as a 3-of. I'm a big fan of this burst spell from Noxus. I think it's fantastic at both pushing damage and also protecting key units from damage-based removal or just potentially trades as well. We have a couple of Whirling Deaths, which are really good against unit-based decks, as they allow us to capitalize on our big attack and in the middle of a combat. we can remove something in response to something that our opponent, or a combat trick our opponent tries to implement. Might is a fantastic finisher in a deck like this where we generate very high attack units. We can use this to get a surprise overwhelm onto the opponent and kill them off. And as you can see, we're running a full set of Flash Freeze and a one-off of Harsh Winds, which may seem like a little bit out of place since we're not really playing Ash, but that's honestly the best that we have regarding non-combat based disruption. Because we're combining Freljord and Noxus, the big weakness this region combination has is we don't have stuff like single combat. We don't have Vengeance. We don't have Will of Ionia. We don't have any way to disrupt and target an opponent's unit without us being in the middle of the combat phase, because that, you know, in that case, Whirling Death does come into play, right? Otherwise, we're very vulnerable to those sorts of things. So, especially when we're facing elusive decks, for example, or any sort of deck that can just really go snowbally and develop these massive units, we are able to Frostbite, and it helps us buy time. If we're facing elusives, for example, Frostbites are our key to winning the race versus them, as we eventually try to overwhelm them with our Overwhelm and our high attack stat to overcome their chump blockers as they try to kill us rapidly with their elusive units. Flash Freeze is the best way that we have to stop that from happening, and that's why we have it on this deck. We're also running a couple of the Reckoning because we have a lot of 5-power attack units, so having a board wipe is really neat at 6 mana, and I really like this card. It puts in a lot of work in this deck, and it's just oddly satisfying at the same time. And that is the deck list. It's really, really fun to play. Not necessarily top tier by any means. Freljord and Noxus still have some glaring weaknesses that I've mentioned numerous times as a region combination, but I do think these will be completely mitigated with the new expansion, so I'm very excited for that. Nonetheless, the Avarice and Trapper buff overall was fantastic. The card is actually really solid now, and it's a really fun deck, man. If you're just like, if you're that kind of like Magic player or card game player in general, what they label as timid, you know, you like big dudes and attack with big dudes and smacking your opponent, then this may very well be the deck for you. So I'm gonna end it there. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy the games that I got for you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, let's mulligan all these. Yeah, maybe I should just drop Katarina. I mean, hindsight is 2020 though. Like I'm pretty certain that was. I'm gonna threaten a little bit more damage, like, you know, 1 damage is not really worth, yeah. Me not dropping this. We have chump blockers for days, which is neat.
I have the best job. Gotcha. Let's boogie. What did we catch? Let's make a deal.
Explosives primed.
No refunds.
Nice.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Many tribes under one banner.
Arr!
Sure.
Few earn the right to call themselves Trifarian.
Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform?
Our banner will lead the way.
Better.
Excuse you!
Maybe you need a closer look. for the moneymakers.
Timing is everything.
Hey, buddy, what you doing? This is gonna hurt for you. They walked around.
I misjudged.
Now we're cooking.
That's a lot of damage that could have gone to my face. So I'll take it.
Eyes blazing bright as torches.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
No going back.
I could play this, or I could drop. I could attack twice, but if I don't really see an opening for attacking twice. That goes through. I'm gonna go Kato.
It is me!
It is me! I have to overwhelm him. He has 2 cards left. Things that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about a whirling death.
Won't find better this side of the sun.
All right.
Blood for Noxus.
You gotta believe me!
I gotta play around like a Mystic Shot or something. Gotta get overwhelmed to the biggest unit, or the one with the most health.
Muscles!
Hey, roar! Pay dirt!
The thing is floating away.
They'll never know what killed him.
I definitely think Flash Freeze fits this deck well, because it helps me buy time, which I think is very, very crucial. All right. So Nivea Thresh, we want to mulligan everything. Not ideal, but definitely better than last time. So Avaros and Trapper, and by last time I mean the last hand. We have a turns replay, which is important. If he has the Ravenous Butcher, this could be my deck. Do I want to block this? It kind of hinders my attack next turn. But this deck, if it is my list, it's running like a full set of Chronicler of Ruin, so I'm actually gonna eliminate it. I'm gonna deny him the combo. I miss out on an attack here, but I also... Okay. These flash freezes are killing me. Alright, definitely gonna trade that.
Over there.
You should have waited. You should have waited. That's why you never do that in the combat phase, guys. Alright. That's why you never do that in the combat phase. You wait to connect and then you Vile Feast. Though to be fair, he had a Glimpse Beyond, so that could have been a good play in the end. This Reckoning... It's looking decent.
Our strength is yours. What delightful agony we shall inflict.
For 4 mana, what can he do here? Nothing. Hoo hoo hoo! Oh! Oh, baby.
Today we fight as one.
Interesting. Oh, that means no ruination.
Here in your time of need.
You aren't expecting callers. Our banner will lead the way.
Arigato gozaimasu. I'm not gonna play into, like, right now he has a pretty neat ruination setup.
I will endure. Brace yourself.
Fuck.
A new era begins. Snow, wind, and ice.
Stand and defend.
I will be reborn.
It is me!
Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu.
Eternal winter.
We march as one, an unstoppable force.
See, the problem is, a Grasp of the Undying just completely denies me. Like, everything.
Let the bloodshed begin.
So I'm gonna choose to play around Grasp of the Undying instead of Ruination. Because it's more likely. It's very tricky, though. Very, very tricky.
To the point.
Show them the might of Noxus.
2 to 3 health is pretty much irrelevant.
I give you mustard.
Because they both died to the same shit.
Endure. I protect this place.
Harsh Winds is also pretty rough. Wait.
Violence solves everything.
Never play fair!
Let the bloodshed begin.
Oh, come on, Katarina! There we go! That's how you do it, baby! Fuck yeah! Woo! Nice! I could not respect the Ruination. I have to go with that line of play. Jones playing some good old aggro. I mean, I like the versus entry as a blocker. I'm gonna keep this.
No one's the wiser.
Because if he develops, I play sentry. Ooh.
These old eyes
Still see far and clear. Better. Don't mind me, just play my chump blockers.
The party has
It's alright. I really want to take that Draven out. So I will.
I need just a moment.
Better. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Let them face me.
Could be pretty key.
I can do this.
The world awaits. Forward. For the Empire. Defend the Empire.
Time to go.
Alert the village.
Damn it.
Down to 8. That's not good.
Many tribes under one banner.
Let's make a deal. No refunds.
land.
I hope this works. Backfired. Gotcha. First one's free.
Nice.
Today we fight as one.
That's a get excited, we're dead. We need him to not top deck any source of damage for like 2.
Of course I'm ready.
Will no one listen?
Poor man's gone mad.
We took a little bit too much. I mean, that double vision was crazy. That double vision was actually pretty fucking crazy, to be honest. Like, that was insane. That fucking double vision was brutal. Brutal. Alright. I mean, let's keep the Yeti yearlings, right? Good chump blockers. Let's try to generate as much of a board to defend as we can. Fucking double vision, dude. That was ridiculous. And double cast salesman. Yeah, but more so like the double vision at that point was pretty insane.
Joke debate. The party has arrived. I'm through waiting. I can do this. Patience.
Who's ready to reckon?
Watch and learn. Over there. Tread carefully. Now we're cooking. What did we catch?
I had to play Trifairing.
I brought my books. Hope that's all right.
I stand for Noxus.
Fuck,
I
man.
gotta work with this joker.
God damn, dude.
From blood, glory.
Just as I hypothesized.
Over there.
Let's see what you've got.
Fuck, dude.
This will be quick.
I don't. I don't understand how we're so vulnerable to that aggro deck. It doesn't make much sense to me because we have really solid like early game options. They're nutting out pretty hard. Like I can't. I don't think they have too many Babbling Burks. Maybe I should tone down Babbling Burk to 2 for a bit more early game.
The world awaits! Forward! Show them the might of Noxus!
Swift and silent as the breeze.
Took the bait.
Fast as wind, light as air.
What did we catch?
They would fall by my blade. Let the bloodshed begin.
I want to play Katarina because this Blade's Edge gives me the ability to break a barrier.
To the point.
To victory!
Hot on the trail.
Is this supposed to be a challenge? If I must. They'll never know what killed them.
Fuck it.
The dark beckons. They cannot hide. Oh God! I have no equal. Let the bloodshed begin.
What time is it?
To the point.
I give you muscles.
I'm playing around Judgment.
Such unrefined style. Death by a thousand cuts.
Gotcha! 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 Gotcha, baby! There we go. Like that judgment was so obvious, man. Like he telegraphed it from the turn before. Whew, alright. I was thinking about playing Archer. Like I could play Archer as well. Archer does technically help out against aggro. So not really. I'm gonna keep the Glory Seeker, even though I'm facing a PNZ deck, which can easily eliminate her with a Mystic Shot. She is a way to one-shot Braum. Yeah, I think Tall Tales is just a bad card, right?
Sharpen the blades.
Secure the kill.
I'll cut them apart.
Braum could be a thing here, but I'm gonna get the hit. Because he could have an Avalanche, so I don't want to necessarily play into that. Like, I can thread... I can... Okay.
Gotcha.
I don't want to play into a Static Shock is the thing.
My first big mission.
I saw that coming.
These old eyes still see far.
He must have like a way to...
Look out for reavers.
I hope this works.
Spicy, spicy.
What did we catch?
I need just a moment. Remember me.
Abuse? Tread carefully. Time to go!
Up there in the mountains. Let us get going.
Four cards left. I have to keep chump blocking this thing. It's an interesting deck. It's a cool concept. It's a really cool concept. I do have Frostbite. Okay. We have 11 mana, which means we can do this.
Our strength is yours.
And we can set up the Mother of
Shield
Reckonings.
is my sword. This is fun,
What in
yes?
the actual fuck? Shit. Clearing these two is important.
It is easy, see?
Shit, dude. I don't have an answer for this.
What time is it? My shield is... We should be friends.
Don't have a frostbite. Please. Ah, fuck. Alright.
They're out there. I'll spot them.
Never gonna fail. This only fools hesitate. I'll do it myself. I'll show you how it's done.
Should I go for the attack here? I think I have to, right? Fuck. All right.
We march as one, an unstoppable force.
First we fight. Good luck. Have fun. Ready the torches. Alert the village. It is me. Punch it. Aha!
Watch, learn.
Up top. Help is underway. Look how we have grown! It is easy, see?
Oh boy, this is Braum. Oh, that might. Okay.
First we fight. This is fun, yes?
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We always play this, right? Yes.
Go time!
I'll do it myself.
I give you muscle! You are safe with Braum.
Whoo! All right. Whoo, GG. That's a cool deck, though.
I misjudged.
That's a cool deck. I wonder if he plays. I wonder if he plays Progress Day. I would assume he does, right? That's a pretty neat deck. Yeah, the harsh winds there was like, my God, it was absolutely essential.